Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome back to the Advancement Center. Welcome to the world beyond magic and miracles. We're finally getting some winter weather up here. I don't know about the rest of you. We're here in Sierra Nevada foothills of Northern California, and it's beautiful rain last night and this morning. It's just refreshing. We need that rain now and then. So hello. It's been another whirlwind week since my last broadcast last Tuesday. And I usually do broadcast on Tuesdays, but hence whirlwind. So much going on. I had to reschedule. It happens to me quite a bit recently since this new life up here. It's good. It's just very full. And I said this morning, I wish I could just wave my magic wand and have a whole bunch of my tasks just taken care of. But anyway, here I am. And it's great to be here. It's an honor to be here, as always. Where to start? There's always so much. It's like what I experience in one day now is sometimes it feels like an entire week of experience. Sometimes it feels like a year. It's pretty wild. I know all of us are feeling time has sped up, and it's not new. It's been going on for a while, but it really has. And therefore, whirlwind, therefore, everything I even want to share is just whirling around out there, and I can't at the moment grab anything. So just asking you to bear with me. There's so much. So as I've spoken about many times before, it so fascinates me being here in physical form. I've known since I was young that there's way more to me, to us, than these physical bodies. It's been many, many years of seeking actually what that means. And the further along I go in my journey here, the more aware I become of everything. The remembrance, I'm remembering who I am. Sometimes it feels slow in the sense that when you start to get a little peek of what I'm speaking of, and then it's just a peek. And I always want more. It's like, well, I want more, but it will come at its own rate, its own speed for each one of us. Each one of us that chooses. There's probably many beings here that have no idea what I'm talking about and would turn this off right away, and it's just not their world. But I am speaking here today to all of you who share, if not my experience, you share maybe a little bit or a lot of curiosity about that which I speak. And it's an amazing feeling for me. It's all about the connections with other beings that is intricately woven into this remembering and this excitement about not only the present, being here on planet Earth, and that's a moment in time, but about the new planet Earth that a lot of us will soon experience. I'm not ready to go into a bunch of detail about that just yet, but I know it to be true. And when I speak about these connections, again, I always come back to my Advancement Center family, Robert Young and Barbara Young, who started this Advancement Center many years ago. Robert and his twin from not from Earth, not present on Earth in physical form, did so many amazing broadcasts for so many years. And then Robert made it very clear, actually not more than once he made this clear, but we finally listened the last time, that it's time for each and every one of us to step in front. And he's just wants to be in the background doing the amazing things that he does in support of all of us. And I've recently, as I've mentioned, come into connection with another, I don't know how to talk about it, with beings that are not from here. And I've been using things that they have said recently in these weekly invitations that I send out for these broadcasts that usually go out on Mondays, sometimes Tuesdays. Again, if you just go down below in the description of any of our YouTubes, you can see how to sign up for that mailing list. They're just lovely little, I don't know how to describe them. I mean, it's an invitation, but it's a presentation of a transmission. Can come from anywhere. Sometimes it comes from one of us. We used to use Robert and Simeon's words. I love picking the photo for the invitation. The photos always are amazing. It's just energetically where I'm taken to choose the photo that goes with the message. So yeah, I've never had the guts to use words that were outside of my Advancement Center sphere, but there's a resonance that's happening with me so strong, I can't help myself. And how do I say this? When you receive communication from a being, whether it's a being here, whether it's words that you receive, I've told this story many times about how many times in my life I've received very strong messages. I guess the words maybe are translated through the brain, but they're very clear messages that come in, and I'm starting to be clear that that is my spirit guide, my angels that have been looking after me my whole life. We are all looked after, by the way. So that's what these words that I share feel like to me. They're very personal. They resonate with me. I don't use my brain much for when I speak here or when I connect with beings that resonate with me. And I will just say, if it's not obvious, and if you're new, when I mentioned Robert Young and Simeon, who broadcasted here through this medium for so many years, again, it was so much more than the words that just resonated and brought me so much joy and excitement. And they still do. We have them. We have YouTube videos. We actually have a lot of the words written down. It's fun to actually watch some of those videos and read the words together. the what I'm trying to communicate here is I'm just standing here to tell you that what I am sharing is coming from a very strong place. And I don't know that I've ever had the there's a lot of words I want to use. I don't even know if it's strength. It's just, no, it's not strength. It's the balls to express what resonates with me and not caring what other people think. I've been different my whole life here on planet Earth. Never really felt like I was part of this funny scene when it comes to people, so many people and so many interactions that started at a young age, including my own parents. But things just didn't make sense to me. And what makes sense to me is those beings that you encounter who are kind and gentle and lighthearted and caring and loving. And I would say my advancement center family is all of that and more. I'm still kind of the new love of my life from, I feel like we just re-met July 12th of this year. Although it doesn't feel like, re-met because there was something strangely familiar. We're so comfortable with each other. It's unreal. And it just keeps getting better. And I think that's one of the reasons I've been drawn to nature and animals for so much of my life. They're just ones I'm speaking of. I've never had personally, I've always just had really beautiful encounters with the natural world. It lifts my spirit. I feel clear communication. I feel I get messages. Just to give you a little example, it was really unusual the other day. We were sitting in the living room. It's probably late afternoon. And a bird, kind of on the large side, I can't remember what it is. They're very shy. I see them around, but if I go to walk outside they're gone. They're way more shy than the little birds, which I would think would be the ones to take flight and leave at someone walking by. But these are extraordinarily shy. They make amazing noises. I think they actually kind of sound like hawk calls when they speak. And one landed on the tree, the pine tree that's right in the backyard here, and was making quite a bit of noise. He was speaking. He was loudly, and got my attention to the point where I went to the door and I opened the sliding glass door, and I just started asking him what. And he flew down to the ground a little ways out in the backyard, and he kept speaking to me. And as a result of my opening the sliding glass door, I realized there was some smoke in the air, and it was probably because it's been cooler, from someone burning a fire, and smoke tends to stay close to the ground here. I think that's one of the unfortunate things, when you have a lot of people burning fires, you tend to breathe it. And it made me realize, oh my goodness, I have windows open upstairs. And of course I went up and started closing windows because the smoke smell was starting to come into the house. And after I ran around and did that, he was gone. So this may seem really incidental and tiny, but it wasn't to me. I have this experience with my new love of my life. He has two adorable little dogs, and I've been around dogs in my own home for years. I love dogs, and again, this community, I'm remembering how much fun it is, because I pick up on what they need and what they want, and they'll look directly at me and I'll know what they want. It's wild. All of this I'm describing because all of this experience here on planet Earth has always made me feel a little different, a little odd, hard to share. Didn't share much about this. This is the first, well, platform. I've never been on a platform in my life until Robert Young just announced we would all be sitting here in front of this camera every week. But to be able to share these aspects, these experiences, these things that are important to me, that make me excited to be here and interact with the beings here on planet Earth, and now the beings that are not physically visible. I had a lot of that interaction last weekend when my boyfriend and his very good friend were taking down a very large oak tree right near my mother's studio. It was frightening for a very long period of time, like several hours, 5 hours. It was a big project. It was a heavy tree. The guy made the perfect cut, but it wasn't moving. And there was, yeah. If you've ever been around anyone taking down a big tree, it's nerve-wracking. But I've never felt that level of I don't know. I don't want to put a word to it. It was very disconcerting for such a long period of time. So I was doing a lot of talking to the angels that I know are here for all of us, looking after us. It's very intense. And of course, eventually, the tree fell perfectly. It didn't get accomplished until way into the night when it was dark outside. But it finally worked. It was amazing. I'm just sharing this because I just want everyone to even if I'm just planting a seed for some of you, there's so much more to this life than appears when you're just here. Excuse me. In this awareness of the physical, our physical experience here. And as we reconnect to our source, to God, to whatever name you want to give it, to your angels, to those that have been looking after you forever, it really changes everything. And for many years, I was doing things like meditation, which was never particularly easy for me to sit, and I did it for many, many years. But what I love about, especially coming across Robert Young, is, and he essentially gave me permission not to have to do that. It was such a relief, because that connection you can always have. You don't have to close your eyes, sit down in one spot and close your eyes. You can if you want. But that connection to your creator there's nothing like it. And the more connected you stay, the more of these magical experiences you will have. And they will be unique to you. We're all very unique beings. But perhaps one little thing I share might just trigger something in you about your own connection and your own joy, or discovering your own gifts, or connecting with nature, or other humans or others who are not here in physical form. It's just a lot of fun. There's a lightness that comes. The more I've spent a lot of my life pretty serious. I came from a very serious family and never smiled. I think actually my father would sort of give me a hard time if I was smiling. What are you smiling about? Like, is that real? I don't know. I was questioned as a young girl, so I did not smile much. Was not really aware of it until my first year at Berkeley, when I worked my way through school and I had a job there in the library. And this girl that became my best friend, we were talking and she made me laugh one day. She was hysterically funny. And she just said, "Oh my gosh, you look so beautiful when you smile." So I started smiling. Sometimes I would just probably make myself smile or just remember to smile. And wow, it was life-changing. And to this day, the number of people that comment on my smile, it just warms my heart that something as simple as a smile can affect the whole world. Whether it's someone in front of you, someone across the street. And I think it's more than just the physical, seeing someone physically smile. I think there's something that's generated and it goes out in waves and it goes everywhere. So that's another thing I'd love to remind everyone. Smile more, laugh more, enjoy everything more. All the craziness going on in the world, in this country, just, if you can just see it as a really crazy show, I do find it interesting. That's why I follow things. But it's, if you can stay in that place of, okay, I'm going to just sit back, grab my popcorn and watch the show and be entertained for moments. I don't spend a whole lot of time doing it. I love my new life. I've never been so happy. And I see that for every single one of you. If you're not experiencing it, if you're not in the middle of absolute bliss and everything is amazing, well, it will be that way momentarily, shortly. Again, it's everyone's choice. Everyone does get to choose. Can't imagine how people do not choose joy. Oh, I guess I can. I've been there. But that's what I just wanted to say today is there's such an amazing, there's a plethora of experiences, of feelings, of awareness of what's happening, who you are, the beauty that you bring, and the beauty that everyone brings when you see the essence of those, that you feel the kindness and the love. And you can have compassion for those that aren't there yet. They'll get there eventually. So thank you for joining me here today. I really could go on and on. So I just feel like this was maybe a good closing point of this, our time here. So once again, I want to send each and every one of you and beyond, because it is yours, a perfect life with perfect health and an outstandingly magic future. Thank you once again. I am Genya.